how can we preserve a sense of unity with people while asserting our beliefs and questioning these ideas?
I think you got to pick your moment. I think it's just as intrusive to lead with your resistance to militant activism than it is to be militantly active. I think walking in the room with it is not the way to go. I think the way to go is to create brave spaces, not safe spaces. Not everyone's going to feel comfortable. You know this. I joked about this when we talked about, trans women identifying as lesbians being on dating sites, and saying you're a transphobe if you don't like penises. And to me, you're not going to get invited to every party. Not every room is going to be hospitable to you. And my take on it has always been, be more interested in other people. Be more about, oh, hey, hi, I'm Melody. Oh, yeah, nice to meet you. Da, da, da. People just want to be seen. And a lot of these young folk who are feeling this rush of like, maybe I can be different, maybe I can do that, they're deeply insecure. They're very worried about how people are perceiving them all the time. And my heart goes out to that because being different is hard. And you're not going to give these people a sense of empowerment and help them to create their own lane in this world by only seeing them and only acknowledging them in these ways because they're very narrow and they're very reductive. And my thing has always been the best way, because I've toured all over this country and I sat at a diner table in Birmingham, Alabama, or Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I stand out, even if I'm not trying to stand out. And my way is, I sat at the lunch counter or the breakfast counter. Hey, how you doing this morning? Oh, good. I did a show years ago in Vermont in a place called White River Junction, Vermont, which is a little bit more than it was then. But then it was like a whistle stop. It had like a hotel and a restaurant. It was like in the middle of nowhere. And there was a theater. And every morning I would go to the local diner to have my breakfast and to write in my journal. And I kept to myself. I sat at the counter and people just kind of looked at me, these kind of, people who are working people, and sort of suspicious of me. No one said a word to me. Nobody messed with me. But over time, I was there. So they were curious and they're like, hey, what's going on? What are you writing? You're writing something every day. What is that? Oh, I'm just, writing down my thoughts and stuff. Oh, what are you doing in town? By the time I left that gig and left that town, I was on a first name basis with people. Hey, how you doing, Jamie? Oh, yeah, good. Are you going to come see the show? Oh, I don't know. I don't like shows. I don't know. It's like you have to be a citizen of the world. Don't you think? I do. And I think that being interested in other people and, we've lost manners. We've lost courtesy. People want to get rid of Mr. and Ms. and ma'am and sir because they're gendered and all of that. But to me, I don't think it's a big mystery what it feels like when somebody is going, hello, who are you? Oh, really? Oh, great to meet you. Terrific. And I think what I learned was, because I'm so in my head, and I think a lot of us creative types who are outspoken are also very hard on ourselves, very self-critical, very questioning our choices, all of that. But at the same time, we can't help not speaking out. And there's always going to be, remember this, take this away from me, because I learned this from the kids in my last show. There's all this talk about making the most vulnerable people feel comfortable. You know what the best way is? To set an example. They want to be confident like you. They want to be talented and crafted and daring like you. And you don't have to pander to them. They don't want attention called to them. And what I've learned is they find you. even if it's a private moment and they're like, hey, how's it going? Like, you have to always assume that no one's as confident as you are. No one's as outgoing or as daring or as bold as you are, that they are afraid and insecure and want to belong, and they just want to belong. I don't know that getting people up in a circle and saying, let's all say our pronouns makes people feel like they belong. I think it's a very outdated notion, but I think everybody wants to be equal. Everybody wants to be equally welcome there. And in theater, my God, Melody, that's where theater's the repository for all the weirdos and misfits and oddballs ever since time began. So I don't know why we're working so hard to be sensitive to that. You know, when that, to me, that was, theater was my safe space my whole childhood. It's where I went to be different and to express myself. So I think be an example.